Hello. Okay, this is essentially a conversation room for which into which you may join. For the link of is posteth in the side chat. So if you're in the side chat and you do want to join, you have every opportunity to join. Until somebody joins, though, I was fixing to read an article that I found on the Weon channel. You know, the world is one. Weon. It's an excellent channel. I love them. But this is the I guess the printed version. So let me actually bring in this article. Just excuse me. I am using our friend Jitsi. So it could be niggly and niggly. Okay, so I've got okay, so what I'm no. Yes, I'm looking. Okay, good. Now, if I let me just bring you over here to some cool music while I figure this out. There you go, something different. Shit, I guess it would help if I turn my mute off. Okay, so this is the newspaper called Weon. The world is one. It looks like the world is one is affiliated with the New York Times. This article is written by William Shoki. In Johannesburg, published July the 30th, 2021. Now I've got to find the article. Hold on. I've only got two screens going, which makes it a little tough. Tiff. Okay, thank you for your understanding. Here we go. South Africa is falling apart. Oh shit. South Africa is. So where's the article? Hold on a second. Ladies and gentlemen. Aha. Okay, sorry. I blew it, but I think we're on our way. South Africa is falling apart. There we go. Story highlights the deep rot of the country's social and political order is now on full display. We're talking about South Africa now. Here's a picture of violence in South Africa. Street mob violence. Look at those sticks. You don't want to get a smack on the head with one of those, would you? All right, let's read. In the past few weeks, South Africa was gripped by the biggest explosion of unrest in decades. Shopping malls and warehouses were looted, supply trucks attacked, and businesses destroyed. At least 337 people died. Initially, as families loaded up consumer goods they would otherwise be unable to afford, the tumult seemed like an organic expression of popular discontent. After all, with unemployment over 30%, hunger widespread, and inequality spiraling, there's ample cause for anger. But far from a spontaneous social revolt, the riotings seems in fact to have been politically orchestrated. After Jacob Zuma, the country's former president, was arrested on July 7 to serve a 15-month sentence for contempt of court, his supporters and allies vowed to make the country ungovernable. Coordinating a campaign of economic sabotage through WhatsApp, Telegram, Twitter, and other social networks, they succeeded. President Cyril Ramaphosa has since sought to calm the country, suggesting the worst is over. But it doesn't feel that way. In fact, the events of the past weeks have demonstrated a bleak truth about the country. The deep rot of South Africa's social and political order, rife with racial tension, communal mistrust, injustice, and corruption, is now on full display. The Rainbow Nation, supposed beacon of reconciliation, is falling apart. At the heart of the discord is the ruling African National Congress. In the 27 years since it steered South Africa to democracy, it has carried the hopes of millions of South Africans. Drawing on its reputation as the party of liberation, it has strong support and remains electorally unassailable. But it has now become squarely a source of division. A devastating battle for its soul is underway, with the country as the battlefield. Driving the conflict are the forces loyal to Mr. Zuma, mostly composed of disgraced politicians who seek to be returned to their former positions of privilege. Though the ANC always promoted the rise of a black elite, Mr. Zuma's presidency beginning in 2009 changed the focus. The state, rather than the market, became the main site for opportunity and enrichment. A spurious ideology of radical economic transformation spun as a radical challenge to South Africa's white-dominated private sector, provided rhetorical cover for corruption and patronage. Now removed from power, the beneficiaries of Mr. Zuma's rule are determined to wreak havoc. In their sights is Mr. Ramaphosa, who rose to power in 2018 on an anti-corruption platform. His efforts to root out endemic graft in his party, and by extension the South African state, have been mixed at best. Before the drama of Mr. Zuma's arrest, the country was stunned by the news that Zweli Mkhize, the well-liked health minister, played a role in awarding a contract worth $10 million to a communications company run by two associates. Though Mr. Ramaphosa recently escalated his anti-corruption push, not least by suspending the ANC's Secretary General this year, Mr. Mkhize's example underlines how widespread the looting of state resources has been. It's clearly not just a case of bad apples. The batch is rotten. And yet no political force looks able to hold the ANC to account. The two major opposition parties, the Democratic Alliance and the Economic Freedom Fighters, have retired any ambitions of becoming mass parties capable of challenging the ANC. After some years of growth as the anti-Zuma opposition, The Democratic Alliance has doubled down on its identity as a party of white liberals. The Economic Freedom Fighters has reduced itself to an extension of Mr. Zuma's faction of the ANC. Tellingly, in his last days as a free man, Mr. Zuma was flanked by Dalim Mpofu, a former national chair of the EFF. In the absence of effective opposition, the ANC is becoming apart at the seams. Never a party of ideology, it has always been a broad coalition united in opposition to minority rule. Since the end of apartheid, it has struggled to develop a stable political identity. Given the party's enduring popularity, the challenge is less regaining public credibility than finding internal coherence. But until another party rivals the ANC, we can expect it to rest on its laurels. That spells a future of more factional strife and poor governance at a great cost to the country. The president, for his part, is using the unrest's aftermath as an opportunity to rebuild. As one of the key negotiators of South Africa's liberal constitution, Mr. Ramaphosa hopes to tap into the spirit of that time. A moment also marked by violence, when things felt equally on a knife's edge. But these reserves are low. Back then, at the end of apartheid, the promise of democracy filled many with hope. Now, after nearly 3 decades of things remaining mostly the same, many people just feel despair. An uneasy calm has settled. How long it lasts is anyone's guess. Yet the past few weeks have conclusively dispelled many illusions about the country. None more so than the myth of South African exceptionalism, of a South Africa more peaceful than its African neighbors, more developed, and with a future that bends inevitably toward good and triumph. The reality, as we await the next outbreak of violence, is much uglier. That is pretty sad. That is pretty sad, unfortunately. Wow. All right, where's my screen? There we go. Okay, I see L. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I might as well bring up the chat room, chat window, huh? Ha ha ha. Well, let me see if I can find it. Please give me 1 minute, please. YouTube chat. Where the hell is this YouTube chat? Oh, hang on a second. Just give me a second. I just had a senior moment for the 27th time this hour. It's 42 minutes after. Not your problem. Okay, so now let's try that same thing. All right, I feel victory. I feel victory. There we go. It's victory. And one more thing. Okay, well, why does everything have to be so slow and complicated? All right, there we go. Thank you. Hello, algorithm. Nice to see you. If you want to join in the chat, excuse me, then just click on the link, the jitsi.net link, and you'll be in. I didn't have much else planned to cover other than that South African news, and basically to see if anybody's around, because if there's no one around to join the chat, then I will definitely try later on. I'm waiting for those who have challenged me or called me out for evading, dodging debates, conversations. Well, I'm waiting for them. And if they're not around, I can understand, but they'll be around sometime. So if they're not around now, they'll be around later. And if the nobody joins now, I'll call it a wrap and come back later. I just want you to know that being Sunday, August the 2nd, tomorrow, Monday, August the 3rd, is a statutory holiday here in Canada, or certainly here in BC. Hey, hello, Maynard Saves. How you doing? All right, so we've got Algorithm, and we got Maynard Saves. And we got Otangelo, dude. Do you always make claims that you cannot substantiate? I never make claims that I cannot substantiate. Next question, please. Otangelo, you're the perfect guest to join my show right now. Why do you ask in the side chat, do I always make claims that you cannot substantiate? I can answer you, no. I never make claims that I cannot substantiate, but on a live conversation room or on a voice in a voice room like I'm in right now, that really pretty much puts into that question, right? Do I always make claims that I cannot substantiate? No. I never make claims that I cannot substantiate. So there you go. Do you, Otangelo? Do you? You know what? Otangelo always does make claims that he cannot substantiate. In fact, I've done quite a few Otangelo bits, and I don't think that Otangelo has ever made a claim that he can substantiate. Never. He's the you know what, Otangelo, I want to say this to you, that I think you're I think that you are my chosen replacement for Darth Dawkins, and I'll tell you why. Number one, you both have the same presuppositional perspective. Okay, you both have the same delusion, the exact same delusion. That's number one. Number two, you speak coherently. You speak to the subject. And most importantly, number three, you're not a bully like Darth Dawkins is. You're a cool guy, as it were. You're okay. The fact that you have this delusional side to you does not take away the fact that you deserve some dignity because you're a fellow human being, unlike Darth Dawkins, who of course is becoming more and more irrelevant, to be replaced by you, Otangelo. So come on in. Come on in. I'm going to play music while we wait, if you like. Till somebody comes on in. All right. You're Brazilian, right? I'm going to play a song called Gets Me to Brazil. I'm going to try and get this to run in the background like that until somebody joins. So we've got something to listen to during the dead air times. Archangelo, if you're still there, I might as well talk to you. I have been presenting the 50 proofs that God is imaginary as compiled by a website called godisimaginary.com. Your friend, your compatriot, your Christian colleague, Jesus is Lord, or Jill, as he likes to be called, has challenged me on proof number 13 regarding slavery. What Jesus is Lord, what Jill has said, is that there is no slavery in the Bible. And he has also said that it's not illegal to buy. Actually, hold on a sec. I'm trying to bring it out from memory, yet I obviously am not going to do that. Let me actually go look for the quote. I might even be able to show you. Pretty cool, huh? You try another one? Yeah, that's right. It's the same one. We're gonna go to a piano party now. Okay, I found it. I found it. I knew you'd be impressed. Where is it? How about that one? All right. I actually found it. I'm very impressed with myself. Okay, check this out. Check this out. This is Joe, and he put a comment there against my God is Imaginary proof number 13. This is what he says. Biblical slavery doesn't exist. Slavery was punishable by death, according to Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. Buying other people is not slavery, says Jill, or as his account here says, rebuke and reprove. And if you look at his avatar, it says Jesus is Lord. It's where the Jill comes from. And I'm going to repeat this, what Jill says, because Jill's been asking for me to open up a room and give and he wants to come in and chat about it. This particular proof. And I'm going to read it again. Biblical slavery doesn't exist. Slavery was punishable by death. Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. Buying other people is not slavery. He goes on to add. All right, so if you buy that, then there you go. So what do you think? Buying other people is not slavery? And if Jesus' Lord is around, he's more than welcome to join right this minute. Sir, come on in. And how's the chat room doing? Doesn't look like it's much happening there. Where's Aunt Tangelo? That's a damn good question. Both Aunt and Jill, you guys can come in here together. You'll outnumber me. You out majority me. I'll take you both on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't scare me. Come on in. Come. Tangelo, if you're still watching, then I want you to know that you must come in. I know you're not Darth Dawkins, and I don't expect to be treated like Darth Dawkins would treat me, and neither should you be expected to be treated like Darth Dawkins treats other people, and you won't be, not by me. I will have lots to say about your Christianity, or Christianity, and just generally or specifically, but about you as a person, I have no problem with that at all. No problem. I just fear that if I met you in person, or if anyone meets you in person, that within 5 minutes you're preaching the gospel to them or something. That's the only thing I fear. That's a lot of what drives me it drives me crazy about Christians, is that they endlessly drone on and preach, and it's uncalled for. No, it's unneeded. If I need to be told something by something outside the universe, it will appeal to me directly. Simple. I don't need your help or anybody's help. Thank you. So come into the chat, this conversation right now, so we can discuss exactly that. It seems that I have not pinned. There we go. There you go. Artangelo, you cannot miss it. It's pinned to the top. And don't make me play music while I wait for you. Rum-pa-tum-pa-tum. Yes, it's very toe tapping. However, it is not quite the content that would bring streams of viewers to my channel. So, actually, anybody coming in here and having a chat would be better than listening to music from the 20s. You're quite right. But anyway, it is what it is. I am going to say to Jill and to Artangelo, you had your chance, but you'll get another one. I promise you. Thank you for watching, everybody else. I'll see you in the next chat video.